Welcome to Khel Now TV's Indian Super League 2021-2022 Tactical Profile Series. Today we will take a look at how Jamshedpur FC could possibly set up under Owen Kowal and try to get success this season. Disclaimer before we move ahead, in this video I might use Hindi in some part to make Jamshedpur FC fan easily understand what I'm trying to say. Let's talk about past history of the club. Jamshedpur FC have never qualified for the playoffs of ISL. Last season they also came very close. I think the best ever finish was the first two seasons where they came back-to-back fifth. I think one thing I really liked about Jamshedpur FC, and I have said multiple times that Jamshedpur FC had tried to continue what they were doing last season, and considering Owen Kowal, what he done with Chennai FC that came to Jamshedpur FC, and I think their squad was very thin for last season, viable season, and that's what they have rectified. इसीलिए अब इस बार ओवेन कोयल ने एंड जमशेदपुर एफसी के मैनेजमेंट ने 10 नए प्लेयर्स को साइन किया, जिसमें फॉरेनर्स भी हैं, इंडियन प्लेयर्स भी हैं, एंड आई रियली लाइक द बैलेंस दे हैव नाउ इन देयर टीम. इन ईच पोजीशन दे हैव मल्टीपल प्लेयर्स हु कैन प्ले. आगे जाके इस वीडियो में आपको कुछ एक्सक्लूसिव टीम न्यूज़ बताने वाला हूँ कि आपको कुछ सरप्राइजेस मिलने वाले हैं जब हम पहुंचेंगे फॉर्मेशन वाले सेक्शन में, क्योंकि कुछ प्लेयर्स की पोजीशन चेंज हो सकती है. ओवेन कोयल के बारे में आई हैव सेड many time, I will say again, is a brilliant man manager. What he has done with Chennai FC was extraordinary that season. Last season was also a decent season for Jamshedpur considering their strength and the weakness of the squad, and he has experience of coaching for these so many years, the top clubs in UK, and now of course coming to India. This is his third season, which is going to give him more advantage to the over newcomer coach in the other ISL sides. Let's talk about their full squad. I think very interesting picture there because they have signed 10 new players, so which tell you everything about and if you see out of those 10 new players were the 3 foreigners. They of course retain Vasquez, they of course retain Alex Lima and Peter Hartley, and then they have signed somebody like Jordan Murray, Greg Stewart, and also another centre back, and with the ISL experience again, former Chennai FC centre back El Sabia. So that's complete their foreign contingent for them, and of course they have sent 6 Indian players, in which they have signed experienced player like Anas Estruika and Pranay Haldar, 2 Indian international, and then of course they also signed Ritvik Das for the right wing position. And I think another I was most excited about is the joining of Komal Thatal and Boris Singh, FIFA Under-17 World Cup stars, joining Jamshedpur FC. Considering what I'm hearing from their camp and from the preseason games, I'm looking forward to see how the India's 2 dynamic players going to do in this Indian Super League season, and I'm very, very happy for them. Finally, after 2 or 3 years of wasting their career, they are finally back to playing, and hopefully they will play this season. But till now, everything good from their end. Also, they paid transfer fee to sign Ishan Pandita from FC Goa. FC Goa said that they were not going to stand between Ishan Pandita and if he wants to leave for a playing time, and that's what Jamshedpur FC have promised him, that they will give him playing time. So Ishan Pandita again another important signing. They also signed somebody like Len Dungal from FC Goa, again another signing which they signed in between the last season. Also a centre back from Aizawl, Laldu Dinpuya. So that's complete their squad, and if you see 6 new Indian players with hardly any important Indian players leaving them, give them a strength in that bench, give them a backup to the important positions. So I think it's a great squad overall. I'm looking forward to see how this squad going to pan out in the upcoming season. Now let's talk about the key important new signings. I think first the list is El Sabia, 32-year-old centre back who played for Chennai FC under Owen Kowal, and I think Kowal knows all about him, and that's why their business was very swift and quick this season. Jamshedpur FC, they signed what they needed, and I think El Sabia with his experience will form an important partnership with somebody like Peter Hartley in both the centre backs place, which looks like the case. What I'm hearing that we're going to see 2 centre backs, foreign centre back playing for them. Second in list is Len Dungal from FC Goa. I think important player, considering now Farooq Chaudhary is kind of ruled out for the season. Len Dungal will play important role for them. He can play any position up front. I think he's likely to start on the right wing, and I think he has played for India in the youth levels, and his career is kind of a stop and start. I remember him doing well for East Bengal and then never getting that regular game time. This season might be the season when Lendungal plays regularly and might do well. Third player is Cindy Jordan Murray. I think important signing. I was surprised when Kerala Blasters let him go. I think it looked really good for Kerala Blasters. He scored 7 goals in 19 appearances. Most of those appearances were not full 90-minute appearance. And I think considering he has Valskis to compete with, he will give good competition to Valskis. They might play together, but looks like that we will see one Indian forward and one foreign centre forward from Jamshedpur FC, which we'll talk about once we move to the formation part. Now, of course, as I said, not many players left them, only in terms of Indian players. Foreigners, of course, they left. There are 3 key exclusions I want to talk about. Isaac, who left, and I think he was a kind of a creative player for them, and he joins Odisha FC. So I think Odisha FC will be hoping that they got a better deal in this. Also, the forward William Lalnan Fella has joined Northeast United. But considering the players they have signed, Ishan Pandita, Lendungal, Komal Thatal, Boris, I think that they needed to offload something. And of course, their foreigner, the departure of centre midfielder Aitor Monroy. I think, of course, if you sign new foreigners, you need to release previous one. So in terms of overall balance of the squad, they of course signed better player, more players, and let go kind of players which they didn't need it. So I think it looks like a good transfer window for them. Now let's talk about the tactical formation. Jamshedpur FC are likely to play 4-4-2 setup, which you can see on a screen. And as I said, I was trying to reach out to my sources, and what I heard good thing about Komal Thatal and Boris Singh. And it looks like that you will see Boris Singh and Komal Thatal competing for left winger position in the absence of Farooq Chaudhary, or you might see both of them playing in either of the wing. But at this stage, it looks like Lendungal and Rutvik is going to play on a right wing. Boris and Komal Thatal are going to share the left winger position. Of course, in goal you have TP Renis. They likely to start with 2 foreign centre back, Ilsavia and Peter Hartley. Ricky and Rinthai as our full backs, who have played the similar role last season. In midfield, you have Panna Hildar, Alex Lima, and of course on wings you have Boris Singh. In this formation, I have selected Boris Singh. I think 4-4-2 suits Boris Singh more. And up front, I have Valskis and Ishan Pandita. Before wasting any time, let's straight away look into the movement, and I will come into the players individuals afterwards. In 4-4-2 is a simple. You need to maintain width, and you need to make sure that you have enough numbers in the midfield to defend sometime. So that's why the role of somebody like Panna Haldar is very important. I think very good signing for them overall. Panna Haldar will give that play the destroyer type of role, which allow Alex Lima to go ahead. And and you see if they drop deep, you have lots of spaces for your wingers to attack. Somebody like Boris Singh, Lendungal, all have the pace. Somebody like Ishan Pandita, who can hold the ball and allow Valskis to run. So in this case now, Peter has the ball, and he plays it to Alex Lima. Alex Lima has ability to carry that ball. Boris have all the pitch in front of him to burn across, and then Alex Lima can carry those ball or play something like Boris or Lendungal, and which allow players like Lendungal, players like Valskis to go in and around the box. Ishan Pandita, I'm not saying Ishan Pandita moving a lot. He's going to play a target man role, and Panna Haldar will going to try to protect both Peter and Ilsabia whenever the team score ahead. And you will see Boris Singh going into the final third and making those late run, trying to get into the end of some passes and score goals, which he has already done this season in the preseason games. That's why I selected him over Komal, but I will be not surprised if I see Boris or Komal both playing, or either of them playing. And both the players are very quick. Both have become stronger. Indian football fans have not seen them play for a while now, so I think they might surprise Indian football fans, and if they do well, Indian football fans will love them. Also, you might see Rutvik playing as a right winger instead of Farooq. So I think this looks like the team they're going to start with. Of course, you can see somebody like Komal instead of Boris, or Rutvik instead of Farooq, but this is a setup they're going to start with. Another formation which they might play is 4-2-3-1. Which the club has been trying in the preseason games, I am told. In this, I have made some changes. Of course, the back five remains same. In midfield, you have Panna Haldar and Mobisir. and Stewart comes as a number 10 who can play as a right winger also. Komal comes in place of Boris, and you have Landungal on right and Valskis up front. Jordan Murray can play any of these two formations, but I think Valskis, they were first choice, with Jordan Murray coming from the bench or whenever they need to rest Valskis, because I think they're going to play with two foreign centre back, which might not allow Valskis and Jordan Murray together. If they have to do it, then they might need to drop the both the midfielders, either Alex Lima or Stewart, and then play Jordan Murray up front. In this formation, there's a triangle of between the attacking players. You can see Komal, Landungal, Stewart and Vasquez. Defending wise, I think this give you more numbers in the midfield, because you have Stewart in the midfield, they will drop deep, and then you'll see Peter playing ball to Movesir, and Movesir carrying that ball, and or either using Stewart as an option to play, and then you will find Vasquez dropping deep, allowing Komal, Thatal and Landungal stretch them. Gareth Stewart, it's a very attacking player in nature. He can play the centre forward, clip on right wing, can play the number 10. He will be making those movements behind Vasquez, and Vasquez can carry those ball, go behind, and then when Vasquez has all the ability to play balls to any of these winger, and then you will see in the end, somebody like Movesir joining the attack. I am not seeing Pornella joining attack a lot. He will try to defend and make sure that there is not much space while the counter attacks happens from the opponent team. Ricky and Peter, I think their fullback will not be involved in lots of attacking play. Their main role is to be defensive, very solid, and maintain that defense line whenever needed. So I think अभी तक मैं अगर वो समराइज कर दूँ हिंदी में, मैं जो बोलना चाह रहा हूँ दोनों फॉर्मेशन के बारे में, 4-4-2 लग रहा है कि जमशेदपुर एफसी खेलेगी। एंड जो अब तक सुनने में आया है मेरे कि कोमल थटाल एंड बोरिस सिंह दोनों compete कर रहे हैं लेफ्ट विंग की पोजीशन के लिए। फारूक चौधरी लैंडुंगल एंड ऋत्विक विल compete फॉर राइट विंग की पोजीशन के लिए। दो फॉरेन सेंटर बैक देखने को आपको मिलेंगे। इसका मतलब ये है कि जॉर्डन मरे और ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट साथ में या नहीं होंगे। आगे आपको एलेक्स लिमा को मिडफील्ड में अगर खिलाना है तो एलेक्स लिमा पुराना हलदार के साथ मिडफील्ड में रहेंगे। रिकी और इंथाई जो खेले थे दो फुल बैक वो रहेंगे ही। आप फ्रंट विंग्स में उन पर बहुत चॉइसेस, ये चॉइसेस उनका पिछले सीजन थी। पिछले सीजन ना ही उनके पास फारूक था, ना ही उनके पास लेन थे, ना ही उनके पास कोमल थे, ना ही उनके पास बोरिस थे, ना ही उनके ऋत्विक थे। तो वो चॉइसेस उन्होंने अपनी टीम में जोड़ी हैं। आगे आपको ईशान पंडिता एंड वास्केस देखने को मिलेंगे 4-4-2 फॉर्मेशन में। इसमें इंडिविजुअल चेंजेस हो सकते हैं। आपको बोरिस की जगह कोमल मिल सकते हैं, फारूक की जगह ऋत्विक मिल सकते हैं, आपको एलेक्स लीमा की जगह मोबेसिर मिल सकते हैं, और मे बी ऐसा भी चेंज कर सकते हैं एंड देन प्ले ईशान पंडिता की जगह आपको जॉर्डन मरे देखने पर। लोग ऐसा जहाँ तक लग रहा है कि दो फॉरेन सेंटर बैक, एक फॉरेन मिडफील्डर और एक फॉरेन स्ट्राइकर जमशेदपुर एफसी का सेटअप होने वाला है 4-4-2 में। 4-2-3-1 में जहाँ तक लग रहा है कि एलेक्स लीमा या ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट नंबर 10 की तरह खेलते आपको मिलेंगे। बट अब तक जो मुझे सुनने में आया है ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट नंबर 10 की तरह खेलेंगे। उसमें कोमल या बोरिस आपको आइदर ऑफ दी दोनों में से विंग पे मिल सकते हैं या लेफ्ट विंग पे मिल सकते हैं, और राइट विंग पे आपको लैंडोंगल या ऋत्विक मिल सकता है। आगे आपको वास्केस, जॉर्डन मरे, ईशान पंडिता कोई भी मिल सकता है, बट वास्केस एज अ फर्स्ट चॉइस रहेंगे। तो ये दो सेटअप हैं जमशेदपुर एफसी के जो मुझे लगता है कि जमशेदपुर एफसी खेलने वाली है, एंड मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है दोनों सेटअप हिंदी में भी इंग्लिश में भी। सो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं, अब बात करते हैं उनके मुझे क्या लगता है कि कौन उनके की प्लेयर्स होने वाले हैं इस अपकमिंग सीजन के लिए। टॉकिंग अबाउट की प्लेयर्स, आई थिंक फर्स्ट इन द लिस्ट इज द कैप्टन Peter Hartley. I think he's done very well last season for them overall, and I think his game suits them Owen Kuwait team. I think that's why he's retained and he's a part of the squad this season also, and he will play a crucial role not in just up front or not just in while defending and attacking also, because he can score those goals, and he played very important role throughout the season to keep those 9 clean sheet for Jamshedpur FC, and that's what Owen Kuwait team will build on. Defend well and then those use attacking players, flair player to score those goals. Talking about last season, he played 19 games for Jamshedpur. He scored 2 goals. Let's talk about some important attributes per 90 minute. Defensive challenges, 11 defensive challenges per 90 minute. That's a lot for a defender. Out of which 66% was successful. So out of every 10 defensive challenges, he was winning around 6.6 per 90 minutes. He attempted 2.7 tackles, 55%. You will not find center back doing lots of tackles. That's a midfielder role. They will do, but eventually in the last line, it's very rarely you will see a center back going for the tackles, because they might commit fouls and everything. Per 90 minutes, he attempted 5.7 interception. That's a good number. So the captain will be very important for them, as important as the center forward number 9, Vasquez. Vasquez is the second player in the list and 2019-20 Golden Boot winner. Didn't have a very good season last season with Jamshedpur FC, and I think he will feel that he have something to prove to Jamshedpur FC fans, and I can see that him doing well. I think he's my one of the personal Golden Boot favorite for me, and I think this season he might score lots of goals. Since his ISL debut, he's played 38 games in which he scored 23 goals, even not having a good ISL season last season. That's still a very good record, considering he also provided 6 assists. So that's 29 goals and assists in 38 games. Not a bad, considering that, you know, Chennai FC, his first half season was kind of, you know, when under George Gregory was not that good. His expected goals were 18, expected assists was 7, so tell you that a good, brilliant finisher, and net expected goals were 10. Now let's talk about some important numbers per 90 minute. Goals and assists per 90 minute, he provided 0.76 goals per 90 minutes. So that nearly means that every 100 or 110 minutes he score you goal or provide you assist. Per 90 minutes he also took 2.5 shots. Per 90 minutes, he attempts 1.4 dribbles, which is not one, but that's Vasquez is not the player who's going to dribble a lot. He is more of a finisher, and of course he's not going to do lots of passing and all. I think he's the player you will like to have in a 4-4-2 formation, and that's why he's done very well at Chennai FC, having someone like Rafael Carvalho alongside him. I think last season Alex Lima's form and overall performance kind of a disappointing for the Jamshedpur FC, and that's why they kind of now change the structure they want to go ahead. And I think Vasquez's performance is very important for them if Jamshedpur FC want to qualify for the playoffs. Second players, I think it's a key is in Greg Stewart in the list. I could have picked Alex Lima. I picked him last year as my important players to watch out for, and 0 goals and assists. I will talk about Alex Lima a little bit later. Talking about Stewart gives them an option to play a different formation other than 4-4-2. He can play on right wing, he can play as a number 10. And since 2017, Stewart had played 101 games at the top level in Scotland and UK. Scored in 16, provided 14 assists, 30 goals and assists in 101 games. Expected goals is 19, which tells you not that clinical finisher like Vasquez. Expected assists is 9. Which also tells you that he's played with very good finisher throughout his career. Important number is here, goal and assist per 90 minutes 0.47. Not a bad, considering that majority of these 101 games came on a right wing, and chances created per 90 minutes 1.27. So it is good. If you have Alex Lima, Greg Stewart playing together, they might get lots of chances. So they have to find a balance now with just a lot 4 foreigners. I think that's very important that they play with one Indian centre back, but looks like at this stage that they will play with 2 foreign centre backs, because that's what they've done throughout the preseason. I think third important player is list, I think, for the performance of Jamshedpur is Pranoy Haldar for me. They needed a midfielder like him. Pranoy Haldar is a player who will be not liked by majority masses of the fans, because he will not do that. He is not made for to do a nice job, you know. He's made for to do the dirty job on the football pitch, which is not easy. Which is in some time you concede those cards, red cards, yellow cards. We have seen in his career doing it, but he's a part of that important spine in the team, which is very important for a team to do well. So Pranoy Haldar, since 2018-19, played 49 games for club and country, scored 1 goals, provided 2 assists, but they have not signed Pranoy Haldar for goal and assist. These are the important numbers which is going to show his importance to a team. Per 90 minutes, he does 5.3 ball recoveries. So that is nearly 5 ball recoveries per 90 minutes. Per 90 minutes, he also makes 4 tackles, out of which 49% was successful. Per 90 minutes, he does 4.7 interception, which is a very good number. Per 90 minutes, he also picks 7 free balls. So I think that's why they have signed him, to a destroyer, be in that midfield, attack the attacking play of the opponent team, break the attacking play of the opponent team, and and then start their counter attack. So I think he's going to play a very important role. Before we move ahead and talk about young Indian players to watch out for, I am going to just touch upon the Alex Lima. One of the favorite signing from last season. I was disappointing with his overall performance. I think injury played an important role. Being a bio-bubble is also not easy, because I have been talking to lots of players. The bio-bubble fatigue has played very important role in the players' performance, not just in India, outside India also. Alex Lima last season played 19 games, 0 assists, 0 goals. expected goals of 0.93, expected assists of 2.3, so should have at least 2 to 3 assists. But I think this is the important season. Now he knows the league, now he knows the pace of the league. I think this season his performance will be important for Jamshedpur FC in that midfield, you know, because if they have Parnoy to destroy the attack, but you need a midfielder who can carry the ball to their own attackers. So I think Alex Lima's performance, even is not in my initial top 3 players to key players to watch out for. I still want to touch upon him that we might see him do better than what they did last season. Now let's talk about young players to watch out for, or you can say Indian players to watch out for, because majority of the Indian players are young only. First in the list is Ishan Pandita. Looks like Ishan Pandita left FC Goa for a playing game time, and I think he might get that game time with Jamshedpur FC. What I have said about Ishan Pandita throughout, that he's a very good goal scorer, but I have doubts over his overall play, and which I want him to improve. And I think that's an important factor if you want to play for India also, because if for India, our centre forwards when playing top teams will not just score goals, they need to involved in overall gameplay. I think Ishan did well last season, considering that how limited chances he got with FC Goa, then played in AFC Champions League for those 90 minutes. And that AFC Champions League campaign, of course, was a tough game for FC Goa, shown the limitation of Ishan Pandita also. I think that those games might have shown to Goa that, you know, he is not made for them. Ishan Pandita is a good striker, teams like Northeast, team like Jamshedpur. FC Goa, who wants to keep a ball, they want the centre forward to involve a lot, which he was not doing last season. He scored 4 important goals for FC Goa in 17 games. Majority of those games came 4-5 minutes appearance. So I have distributed his numbers per 90 minutes. Per 90 minutes he scored 0.61 goals. That's as good as any centre forward in the league, by the way. But these numbers after that are not good anywhere to be any centre forward in the league. Per 90 minutes, he just attempted 11 passes, out of which 73% was successful. So which around 7 or 6 passes. Per 90 minutes, attempted 0.6 dribbles, out of which 40% were successful. If Ishan Pandita wants to grow as a footballer, he needs to at least attempt. I have seen other centre forwards in the ISL, top centre forward like Vasquez and everybody, they attempt around 25 to 30 passes per 90 minutes. He need to do that with Jamshedpur, considering he's going to play lots of games with them, the way they're going to set up, and also try to beat his man whenever he can. He can score goals, we know that. But what next? Nowadays in modern footballer, teams are not just playing centre forward for their goals, they're playing them for the overall gameplay. So I think it's important for them to, you know, get him playing time, with Jamshedpur is going to give him, but let's see what he can do with that playing time. If we do well, that might mean that Jamshedpur overall planning for this season has gone well. If he doesn't get success, they might need to play Jordan Murray, which means they have to drop the foreign centre back, or they have to drop some like Alex Lima and then play Jordan Murray and then play Mobasir and Parnoy together in that midfield, which might not give them that balance. Second player, or players should I say, in my list is Boris and Komal Thatal, a duo from FIFA Under-17 World Cup squad. I think if you remember 2017 World Cup, I remember people were kind of mad for these two players. They were not mad for Apuya, they were mad for Komal and Boris, because their game was so exciting. Just like excited for Parnoy. Parnoy game nobody will like, so somebody like, you know, these games which position these two players. Komal played very limited games on bench, but he impressed with his dribbling skills. Boris did well in that right back role. Both of them went to HK Mohun Bagan, didn't play much any of game time. We don't even know that how they have been developed. Now both of them back at Jamshedpur FC, and Farooq injury means Jamshedpur needed options in the left wing. It looks like Komal and Boris going to compete for the left wing position. I think good for both the players. Of course, they are still not ready to play full 90 minutes, considering they did not have much game time in past. So I think both of them will share that position, and both of them are going to play very important role. What I heard, both of them are very quick, just like they were doing the Under-17 World Cup, but they have also gained upper body strength, which was not there in the Under-17 World Cup. Because considering Boris is not is not very tall, so you will not. I think right back can be a good position for him in a different setup, but in this setup, I think he will going to play on the winger position, and I think has all the ability in terms of attacking to influence the game, and we have seen already in preseason he scored 2 goals. Then Komal Thatal came back from under 23 team, did his quarantine, and then he joined the team and played the games, and he did also very well in that similar position. I'm very excited. I think that's why I'm looking forward to Jamshedpur FC, that how Boris and Komal is going to play, and that's why they are the 2 players instead of 1. I have picked the 2 players to watch out for, and of course the last player in the list is Narendra Gehlot. Another player under 23, I think did decent in those 3 games for under 23 team. Considering they're playing 2 foreign centre back, can Narendra Gehlot give them an option as an Indian centre back during the season if they want to play Jordan Murray, or they want to play Stewart and Lima together in that midfield? That means they need Anas and Narendra to stand up and play as one of the centre back position. So Narendra, I think he's also a good talent, and Indian team need a centre back, so that's why I picked him as a centre back option. So I'm looking forward to see that, you know, what they do with these Indian players. Exciting talent, of course. All of them can into the Indian team very soon if they do well. Now, what I'm expecting from them this season, I am expecting for them to make a solid playoff challenge, which they did last season. 1 point here and there, they could have in the playoffs, but they didn't score many goals last season. You know, I think they kept 9 clean sheet, but the goals dried up for them. I think major reason was Alex Limas not able to create a lot. Vasquez did not score much. Injuries happened to the bad time, which they have kind of, you know, checked upon and now signed players accordingly. So I think this season, I personally feel Jamshedpur FC can make the playoff challenge. Title we don't know, but playoff challenge, they should be challenging for those top 4 places very seriously. They should be one of the contender to challenge for the top 4 places. So that's what I'm expecting for them, if they can manage their squad well. Make sure there is not much injuries in the team. So I think that will be the thing, because last season they did not score. They were the 2nd lowest scoring team, you know, and despite having good goal scorer. So I think it's important for them to make chances and do well, and I'm looking forward. Defensively they look very solid. 2 foreign centre back, Narendra Anas. Then you have somebody like, you know, 2 good fullbacks. And in fullbacks, the department where depth is an issue kind of for them. But in midfield, they have good options. Again, attack, they have very good option. Weakness overall, I think creative midfielder still. We have to see that how Greg Stewart does. I'm hoping that he will do well, considering Owen might have known him personally, could have got his connection to find out about his abilities, and I think he will do well for them. So I think that's creative midfielder role depend on how Alex Lima do this season. Unlike last season where he did well, that's why Jamshedpur struggle for the goals. So I think it's important for somebody like Vasquez to score goals. You need to create for Vasquez. That's what Rafael Carvalho did at Chennai FC for Vasquez. So I think Alex Lima, and if Stewart plays, they have to do that. Both the wingers, Farouk is injured, so they will have Len or Komal, Boris and Ritwik playing on those wing, right and left wing position, and those need to also create chances for Vasquez. So I think that's what their strength and weakness overall, not having that creative midfielders, not enough depth in the fullback position looks like a bit of concerning. But if they manage their squad well, I think this should not be a major concern for them. Because if you don't have a traditional playmaker, you can make a system like that, you know, multiple player creating those chances. So overall, I feel the Jamshedpur, they should challenge for the playoff space. I'm hoping so. And you guys let me know which formation you like, what you think about using Komal Thatal and of course Boris as a winger, not as a fullback. How is going to impact Jamshedpur FC's gameplay. Also the pace of Komal Thatal, Len Dungal and Boris or something like Ritwik also will help them to counter-attack team, and you already have Vasquez also very quick. So let me know your thoughts about Jamshedpur FC. What do you think, were they going to finish on the table? If you're watching this video till now, do make sure that you subscribe this channel and like this video. Thank you for watching.